Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the brand new Nike KD7. Now, as you can see, it comes in the brand new KD box. It's got the lightning bolt on top, your KD branding there. It's kind of like a light blue, kind of light gray type of color. Really interesting look, good looking if you ask me, and a nice little kind of signature box, your 35 logo right there. Here's a quick look at the label. It's listed as the Nike KD VII. VII is Roman numerals for 7. I'm sure a lot of you guys knew that already. 9.5 US is the size that I have here. The colorway is white, obsidian, and university red. And the retail price sticker is ripped off, but I believe these guys retail for $150 US, up about 10 or $15 from the KD6, I believe. They're more expensive, which I guess is surprising to some, because I guess Kevin Durant at one point said that he wanted his shoes to be affordable to everybody, but obviously Nike keeps raising the prices, and I guess that's just going to happen. If there's demand for your shoe, the price is going to go up, and Nike is really in demand right now as far as every shoe market is concerned. So again, it's not too surprising to me that the shoe has gone up in price, but $150 I guess isn't horribly unreasonable for a performance product as nice as this one is. So here is a look at basically what is the July 4th or the Independence Day colorway of the KD7. This is the first one that is available to the public. I believe it released a couple of days ago now, and I have to say I'm really happy with the new KD. I was a big fan of the KD6, which is I guess more of an unpopular opinion, because some people just didn't like the soccer shoe styling of that particular shoe. It had a very low profile cut. It looked a lot like a Nike Mercurial if you wanted to compare it to directly to a soccer line. Some people loved it, some people hated it. I really liked how that shoe looked. I actually picked up multiple colorways, and when I first saw the KD7, my first impression of this shoe is that it looked a lot like a training model as opposed to a basketball shoe, but nonetheless I was a big fan right off the get-go, and I have to say it's a pretty interesting shoe. So as far as the upper is concerned, they've incorporated a lot of different materials, lots of different textures, and for that reason I really like how this shoe is kind of balanced out. It's very streamlined at the front, and then it gets a lot more chunky and bulky towards the heel, which I guess is going to be somewhat unusual to certain people, but to me, I just really like how this shoe looks. As far as the colorway is concerned, you're going to find pretty much a white base for the entire upper. At the front of the shoe, you're going to find more of like an open mesh material. There is, of course, a backing kind of nylon neoprene type of liner on the inside. It's kind of like a reversed fuse type of material, if you will, but it's very sock-like. It's very thin as well. You have some fuse kind of on top right here at the toe, and then you can see, because it is a mesh overlay material, you can see some of that red dynamic flywire kind of peeking through there. And then this back portion, which is kind of like a foamposite, hyperposite material. Honestly, I don't even know the difference anymore. You have that at the back, and again, it's a very structured, kind of solid material in comparison to the sock-like mesh upper here in the front. Has this very cool line going across the back. Kind of reminds me a little bit of a car or something like that. And again, you just go from a very thin, streamlined, kind of tight-fitting shoe at the front to something that is kind of a little bit more clunky, a lot more bulky at the back. It doesn't feel clunky on feet, but there definitely is a noticeable amount of extra bulk towards the rear of the shoe that you're not going to find in the front. You can see they've reverted back to incorporating a midfoot strap. In this particular situation, it's kind of like a semi-translucent navy blue or obsidian blue color. You can see it starts off right here on the medial side, and then it crosses all the way over, kind of velcroing on right there on the lateral side. You got your 35 logo there on the front, with the number 7 kind of highlighted in between the 3 and the 5, which I thought was a cool little element there. So you got 35 for Kevin Durant's number, and then 7 for the KD7. You got 7 little dots right there, as you guys can see, and then these little kind of slits right there. If you take the Velcro off, you can see that the underside incorporates some names right there. You can see it says Wanda, Barbara, and Wayne. I'm sure there is backstory there. I don't know all of it. And then there's a pattern right there that is similar to what you're going to find on the traction pattern of the shoe, and then Velcro there on the underside. So you can see that's what it looks like. It goes from being attached by flywire into more of like a loop lacing right here, where it transitions from the mesh to the foamposite material. Then you actually have lace hole cutouts in the foamposite as you get higher up the shoe. It does actually have a tongue. You can see it kind of starts right about there, so this part in the forefoot is more or less one single kind of piece. like a sock enclosure for your foot. And then the tongue has a little bit of freedom right here. There's a little cutout there that looks really nice. The laces themselves are white with these little kind of red detailing kind of strips running through the middle. And then you got your red KD logo right there. The Nike swoosh here on the front is like a metallic red color. It's not like a flat red or anything like that. It has a nice metallic shine about it. And then the pattern there is on the inside in black. And you're going to find more of a solid red here on the Foamposite material as opposed to it being metallic. Not sure why that is. And again, you have that same pattern there. The inside liner, as you can see, is that obsidian navy blue color. You have Kevin Durant's signature there on the insole. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then the underside of the tongue, again, has that same pattern you're going to find on the Nike swoosh in like a white and a darker blue color. It's a little bit lighter than what you're going to find from this blue, but again, it's a cool little detail that honestly you don't see in the online pictures, but it's one of the first things I noticed when I had the shoe in my hand. As far as the midsole is concerned, it is equally as unique looking. You can see towards the front, just like the mesh upper, it's very simple, pretty much one solid piece of foam material. In this particular situation, it's white in color. And then as you get to the back where it turns into that Foamposite, you can see it transitions from white to a red color. It sticks out a little bit more here towards the side. Again, kind of giving you that impression of the shoe being a lot bulkier than it actually feels on feet. And then you have that visible kind of really big, thick zoom unit. I believe they call this max zoom, similar to what we saw on the KD6 Elites, as well as on the LeBron 10, if you will. But in this particular situation, it's just in the heel as opposed to being the entire length of the shoe. And it feels really soft and cushioned, but we'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. And you can see that the inside is red, while the bubble on the outside is 100% clear. Moving on to the traction pattern on the bottom, you can see it's that dark obsidian blue again. Has a very interesting traction pattern there. Again, I'm sure there is some kind of story or symbolism behind this design. You can see there's a KD logo right there. There's some names listed. There's some kind of a something right there. I don't know exactly what that is. But again, it's a very interesting traction pattern, a good kind of thick rubber, so it feels nice and high quality. Again, I can't complain about the quality of this shoe despite its higher price than what we saw from the KD 6. But I must say that this one does feel more premium than the KD 6. So I guess that is something that it has going for it. There's a little bit of exposed foam here in the middle. There's this little oval cutout. And then these little red pieces are kind of like a harder plastic. I'm assuming it's some kind of a midfoot shank support system to prevent any kind of movement there in the middle, or prevent any kind of over-flexing or over-pronation of the foot or something like that. But that's pretty much it as far as the outside of the shoe is concerned. All the details are there. Again, it feels really nice. It's a high quality. One thing that surprised me, it's a little bit lighter than I was expecting it to be, which I guess is a good thing. And again, I just like how it's finished off. It's a good looking colorway, and I'm actually really happy with the look of the new KD7. So that's pretty much it as far as all the details are concerned. And move on next to a quick on feet so you can get a better idea as to how these shoes look, and of course what the sizing is like. Alright, here's a look at the KD7s on feet with a pair of shorts, and if I'm honest, I actually think these look a lot better on feet than they do just holding them in your hands. It's a really comfortable shoe. It has a really snug fit pretty much all the way through. That kind of hyper rev-like front area of the shoe, again, makes for kind of a tighter sock-like type of fit against your foot. It's not as flexible as you might expect. There still is a decent amount of fuse on the underlay and overlay areas of the upper, but for the most part, it fits nice and snug. It does have a very performance-oriented type of fit, but nonetheless, it's still very comfortable. You have that midfoot strap that is somewhat noticeable when you actually pull it tight. I'm not sure if it really serves too much of a purpose as far as locking your foot down in the shoe when it comes to performance uses of the KD7. But for the most part, it looks good. It feels good. It's not uncomfortable or anything like that. And then the back area of the shoe, like I mentioned, is a little bit chunkier in comparison, but I actually like the kind of structured styling, the structured shape of the actual Foamposite material. And to me, I just like how it looks. As far as comfort is concerned, there is a zoom unit in the forefoot. It's kind of somewhat noticeable, I guess. It's a fairly firm foam midsole, and there's not a lot of flexibility to the shoe. It's relatively stiff, but the zoom unit in the heel is definitely very noticeable, provides a good amount of heel cushioning. And again, whether you're using these to play basketball in or just to wear casually, they definitely are going to do their job as far as providing good underfoot cushioning. As far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing my usual size 9.5 US, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair, I would recommend going true to size. And as far as width is concerned, concerned, they do fit fairly snug in the forefoot and toe box area. So if you do have particularly wide feet, it may not be a bad idea to go half a size up. But other than that, as long as you don't have excessively wide feet, I would say that these run true to size. Alright, here's a look at the KD7s on feet with a pair of pants. And again, I really like how this shoe looks. I think that the styling, incorporating very performance-oriented materials such as fly wire and kind of open mesh, as well as that foam posit material, gives it a good combination of, like I said, performance-oriented and premium types of materials. So Nike really can do a lot as far as colorways are concerned. With this particular colorway, it is fairly low profile, white base with some very subtle red and blue accents. So it's fairly neutral for the most part. You could wear it as an everyday shoe. And again, I think this shoe really looks good whether you want to wear it with shorts or with a pair of pants. It's just a really clean design that I think a lot of people are going to like with the brand new KD7. So that's pretty much it as far as what they look like on feet with and without pants. And we'll move on to my final thoughts. Alright guys, that's it for my review of the Nike KD7s. I have to say I'm really happy with this shoe. Despite its higher price tag, I really think that the quality is there. It has all the performance aspects you could possibly want from a basketball shoe or even a training model for that matter. It's low cut, it's got the strap, it's got the foam posit material, the Zoom Air. It's a really comfortable shoe, and I think that they can really do a lot with this particular design as far as colorways are concerned. So I'm really curious to see what they're going to put out as far as colorways go. Obviously, they've showed a few at this point in time, but I'm sure there will be others that they haven't unveiled yet that will be coming down the line. If you guys are interested in purchasing a pair of these for yourself in the only colorway they're available in at this point in time, this one right here, check out the review page on my website. There'll be a link down below in the description. Buy it now links will be found there with the best prices online, as well as the high quality images of this shoe that I took myself that'll give you a better idea as to the close-up details that you can't really see online, but you'll be able to see in these pictures just because they're really, really close and a little more detailed than what you might normally come across. Other than that though guys, if you have any questions or suggestions for shoes you'd like to see featured on the channel, be sure to leave those comments down below. I'm always open to hearing what you guys want to see as far as content is concerned. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to support with a like. Subscribe for more sneaker reviews, of course. My social media information is also linked down below. And other than that guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.